Welcome to Preservation the One. I'm your host, Alexandria August. So check this out. So I was looking at that David Justice interview when he was talking about Halle Berry, and he was saying that he didn't want to stay with her because she didn't cook and because she didn't clean. So therefore, that made her a wife. You know what I'm saying? That didn't make her wife material to him. And whatever else he had to say about it, right? So this is my thing. That just made me realize that big mamas and mamas and great big mamas had all of us spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they did. That's what we were taught to do. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. We became domesticated at young ages. You know what I'm saying? We had to take care of it. And then a lot of us, we don't like all that nastiness. So, as a culture, we up on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And try our best to keep up with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, so that just let me know that, big mamas and everybody else, they had us spoiled. And apparently, granddads, dads, and great granddads, and so on, had us spoiled too. Had us spoiled too. So, when big mama and mamas and, when they get up in the kitchens and they turn them got doggone pots, I'm talking about they turn it out. You hear me? But they get to turning them pots and get to cooking with all that love and care, and cooking stuff that's gonna nurture our bodies. And it's so amazing because it seems like nowadays we have less nutrients and vitamins in our body than what they did back then. You know what I'm saying? And they worked way more than what we work nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But we got less nutrients. Crazy. But anyways, and that ain't got nothing to do with the ethics. That got to do with what we eat. That's stripping us of the nutrients and vitamins. Well, anyways, long story short, long story short, so everything that our parents and grandparents and so on did for us, it just lets you know that it was a luxury. And I think I had said something about this before. When he got to talking about it, it made me tap into my memory bank. Because I don't remember seeing nowhere in the Bible where it says women are supposed to cook or clean. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I have read thus far is they had servicemen and they had service women to do those things for them. You know what I'm saying? And this is even the households that had less than what most had. They worked together. They did their thing. They handled their business. But I don't remember seeing that women was cooking and cleaning in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Or excuse me, that they had to cook and clean in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Even with matter of fact, let me do a fact check while I'm sitting up here talking. Hold on, because I'm thinking of a couple in the Bible, and it makes me hold on, wait, hold on. Woo, spazzing, honey. Matter of fact, let me go to it. Okay, yeah, I knew I wasn't tripping. And yeah, I don't remember seeing that in the Bible where it say women have to cook and clean and for them to be considered wife material. So it's like, yeah, so it's like a lot of times a lot of people are looking for acts that they got from their parents and their grandparents to and they're looking for those same attributes in their future wife or whatever. Now, don't get me wrong, some parents did grow up without parents and without grandparents, and you know what I'm saying. So they had to do the third bizzle, so they ain't really had that much help, right? But for those of us that was blessed enough to have that, when you think about it now, in hindsight, that was truly a blessing to have that. And it's truly a blessing to have parents and someone to care for you and over nurture you and over love on you, and but just having somebody to love is a blessing itself. I would say that. Or just having people to love. You know what I'm saying? Your tribe to love is a blessing itself. Yeah, so it's like when he said that about what she didn't do. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, listen, I can run a mile. I can run a mile with that. At the end of the day, when he got with her, she was well off. Okay, and he was well off. So y'all had people to do the cooking. Y'all could have, or if you didn't, could have had people to do the cooking and the cleaning for you. So there really wasn't no issue. But like he said, there was immaturity within himself, and that was some real stuff. Kudos to him. That was some real stuff. But yeah, so it's like when men looking for that, talking about the cooking and the cleaning, but only nowadays it's so different, and it's been like this for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? The men and the women are working. So, you know what I'm saying? It seems like it should be split evenly, but we all know that it's not split evenly at all. You got some men that are more over nurturers than some women, and then you got some women that are more over nurturers, and providers, as well as men. It just depends on what you're walking to, what you get yourself into, right? Or whatever. But when I seen that thing that just had me like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Okay? Yeah. So if you got a chance to, or whenever you get a chance to, thank those that have went on before you, and thank those that are there for you now. You know what I'm saying? That's in your life now. I don't care if they ever did the simplest thing for you. They ain't had to do this. Thank them people for being there to help you, being a doggone burning bush, being a ram in a bush. You know what I'm saying? Being a backbone, being your help. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of you even when you couldn't take care of yourself or didn't want to take care of yourself. However the situation, big or small, thank those people, as those are truly wonderful people, and it showed you how good it can be, loved on. So it's like to look for mainly that, and I've said that before. Women don't cook no more, like how they used to cook. A lot of women don't, but it's a lot of us that still do throw down. But a lot of times, a lot of women just don't cook, and a lot of people always say these young girls, but hell, I know plenty of young girls that be throwing down. You know what I'm saying? And I know plenty of older women that just don't cook. They're ready to just order their food. You know what I'm saying? And they've been like that all their life. Everybody ain't with it. You know what I'm saying? You better work the whole doggone job. You better tango with them kids. You know what I'm saying? All day, even if you ain't got no kids. You better work the whole doggone job. Better took care of yourself and everything. Sometimes you don't want to cook. Sometimes you just want to grab something and go home and chill out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want to focus on whatever it is that you need to focus on, and you'll worry about eating later. We all know them days. You know what I'm saying? As a parent, you know what I'm saying? Even if not a parent, you probably still know those days too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. So I just thought that was very fascinating, and yeah, that was just crazy to me. But it is what it is. Either way, I am your host, Alexandria August, and the reason why I'm talking about this because people ask me to get my perspectives of this. So I'm giving you my honest opinion of it, and my opinion goes far in between and wide. Okay, sometimes I be on some other stuff, but I be on some real stuff. It might come off as some other stuff, but it's the truth. It be my honest opinion. Either way, don't forget to grab a copy of my book, A Conversation with Alexandria August. I am your host, Alexandria August. Thank you.